Hi everyone, hope you guys are all doing well. I just wanted to do a quick video here on a topic that's discussed quite frequently in the coin roll hunting community, and that's whether or not you should coin roll hunt and keep the Cupro-Nickels, which are available in the US and Canada, and whether or not you should coin roll hunt and keep 99.9% nickel dimes and 99.9% nickel quarters if you're in Canada. And just in case you didn't know, I shall just point out first that I'm here on coinflation.com, which is an excellent website if you're ever wondering about the melt values of Canadian and US coins. But just to start, I'll talk about the Cupro-Nickel first. And what a Cupro-Nickel is it's a nickel that's made out of 75% copper and 25% nickel. And up here in Canada, those were nickels minted between 1982 and 1999. And currently, at the current copper and nickel prices, they're worth about 4 cents, so a little bit over 4 cents here. And just taking a look at the US nickel, the Cupro-Nickels were minted all the way back starting in 1946, and again are still being minted up until the present. And in the US, they have an even greater metal value, and they're worth almost 4.5 cents, so about 4.5 cents in melt value for a US Cupro-Nickel. And again, too, we've never, just from our own experience, we've never kept the Canadian Cupro-Nickels that we've come across. However, we've never really had anything against them. The reason why we've never coin roll hunted and kept the Canadian Cupro-Nickels is mainly because we wanted to try to use the money that we would have put into the Cupro-Nickels and try to accumulate more of the 99.9% nickel nickels. As you can see here, just back on Coinflation, right now they have much greater melt value than the Cupro-Nickels. They're sitting at about 6.3 cents right now. So we've never kept them, not because we have anything against it, mainly because we wanted to try to accumulate more of the pure nickel coins. And if you're in the US and you don't really have the pure nickel coins available to you, we've always thought that it would be a smart idea to try to keep at least a little bit of the American Cupro-Nickels. Sometimes I've seen people go a little bit overboard on websites. It's never really actually people who really do coin roll hunting, but for example, I've seen one website say that you should keep 50% of your savings in American nickels. I think that that's a little bit too much. We never really keep that great a percentage, not even close. But also, too, my brother and I, we have been talking, and we're pretty open to the reality that in the near future, the amount of 99.9% nickel nickels are going to greatly diminish up here in Canada. In the last 2 years, we've already seen the percentage of nickels that we're getting cut in half. So sometime down the line, we're really open to the fact that we're probably going to have to just keep the Cupro-Nickels eventually, just because there's not going to be any 99.9% nickel nickels out there. And even if you just look back at the value of them, they're not that far off of being greater than their face value of 5 cents. So in the future, we'll just kind of keep an eye on prices. But for us, down the road, maybe in a year or two, it will start to make sense to start keeping some of those Canadian Cupro-Nickels. So again, we've never kept them, but in the future, we'll probably turn to them more and more as the percentage of 99.9% nickel nickels up here start to diminish. Alright, and now looking at the 99.9% nickel dimes and quarters, whereas I do see my brother and I possibly in the future trying to collect a couple of the Cupro-Nickels. Again, nowhere close to as much as we're doing right now with the 99.9% pure nickel bullion nickels. I don't really see us doing these particular dimes and quarters somewhere down the road. Just taking a look here at Coinflation again, the 99.9% nickel dimes and quarters were made between 1968 and 1999. However, be careful with those 1968 dimes and quarters because there were some dimes and quarters minted that year which were 50% silver. So make sure you always check the 1968s. But just looking at the metal value right now even, A 99.9% nickel dime is about 2.9 cents with metal value, and the quarter is only at around 7 cents. So there is quite a way still for these coins to get past their face value. Again, too, it's going to need at least around 3.5 times. The nickel value is going to have to go up 3.5 times what it is right now. And if you look at the pure nickel bullion, again, that's going to be close to 20 cents per nickel, which is 4 times face value. And if the nickel price ever went up that much, I'm going to guess that silver is going to go up quite a bit too in that time period. So rather than collecting these 99.9% nickel dimes and quarters, I'd much rather put my money right now into silver and not take the risk. And again, even though there is a risk there, I don't even think that it would be worth it in the end. Again, too, we're going to have to see much higher nickel prices. I'd much rather keep the nickels, the 99.9% nickel nickels right now, maybe some Cupro-Nickels, and instead of these dimes and quarters, I'd much rather put my money into silver. But I'd love to hear what you think, particularly on the 99.9% nickel dimes and quarters. Again, maybe somebody sees some value there that I don't see. But overall, just generally, I'd love to hear your comments on this topic down in the comments section below. Also, too, if you enjoyed the video, if you could like it, that would be most greatly appreciated. And also, too, if you would subscribe to the channel, we'd also greatly appreciate that as well. So be on the lookout. We're about a week away from our January updates for our 100 ounces of silver gold for 2014, and also to our 100 pounds of the 99.9% nickel nickels for 2014. So that update is coming very soon. But that's it for this video here, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. That's it for now. I'll see you next video.